One of the bigger problems most people have with investments, investing in real estate, whether they're doing it on their own or they're doing it with somebody else, is they don't have all of the pieces of the puzzle, but they all really boil down to the main thing: access. You need access. So there's a couple of things that you need access to, and I'm going to go over those with you guys today. So stick with me till the end of this thing, and I want to help you guys with this because I think this right, if you just figured this part out, your whole life can change for you, your family, the wealth that you create, your business, all of it, right? So the number one thing most people struggle with is access to deal flow. This is important because, like, for example, like I'm connected with the top brokers here in San Diego County for Bell Capital for deal flow. So every time a deal comes out, I've seen it. So one of the packages that just came out, it was like a 450 unit portfolio. It was two properties. I actually got access to that deal. I got access to one of those deals. It was 203 units in San Diego. The other one is actually here in Oceanside. So I've already walked the other 203 units. I have videos about that property. We actually made a run at that property. Me and one of my investors, we walked the site. So like I have insider information, but most people will not. Now, you may not be going after big deals like that, but let's just say, prime perfect example. Last, I think it was Thursday, I was in a webinar with another investment group that some of them are in Florida, some of them are in Georgia, some of them are here in San Diego, and we took a look at a 48 unit and also, I think it was like a 30 unit. We all took a look at that deal. We took a look at the rent roll, the financials on the deal. We all kind of went through what we thought. That is access to deal flow, right? So, but when you're in a network of people, and I'm going through this because you have access to deal flow, but you also are sitting there with other people. Like I know what that deal is, and the other nine people on that call knew what that deal was. My investor and me knew what knows what the San Diego deal is. I saw the other asset, the other 258 units or whatever that is here. I drove the asset. I saw the asset. I've already run the numbers. So a lot of people, their biggest problem isn't, oh, how do I do a deal? It's you don't have access to the deal flow period to even know what a good deal is, right? That's a big problem for people. And that's number one is your deal flow. Do you have deal flow? That comes through access. And let me be clear. Deals come through brokers. Deals come through owners. There's a human being on the other side of a deal and the other side of money. There's no just I'm going to go do a deal. You got to talk to a human being, which means that that information has to be sent to you. So you got to have access to those people. You got to know what to say, what you're going to do, what's a good deal for you. You have to know this up front. All right. The number two thing you need access to is debt. Financing. How are you going to get the financing? Like for me, I know there's Fannie Mae, Freddie Mac, there's life insurance companies, life cos, there's debt funds. I have access to those people. I have access to commercial mortgage brokers from some of the top commercial mortgage brokers on in the business, in the whole industry, with Berkadia, Walker Dunlap, CBRE, JLL, just to kind of name some, Marcus and Millichap. These are big players that fund deals. So if you don't know how to get the debt because you have no access to any of these people, you don't know what to say, you don't know how to start that conversation. Worse, you don't have any deal flow, so they're not going to talk to you anyways. They're not going to talk to you unless you have a deal. Other than that, it's just theory. So if you don't know what to say, how to say it, who they even are, who the players are, I just named a few, but be honest with you, you need local banks, you need regional banks, you need local commercial mortgage brokers. Like, and we're talking about multifamily assets, real estate, right? Now, this is if you're doing it yourself. If you're someone like me, you need to be connected to somebody like me who knows how to get the debt, right? I know that. I'm constantly talking to these people, right? I was on the phone for an hour the other day with one of our people, with one of our guys that I know, going over, hey, what's going on in the market right now? I think the 10-year treasury is at 4.2, but what does that even mean? If you don't have access to those guys, be like, hey, here's the debt we can get. Here's what's going on in the market. We sat through all of these meetings and we're telling all of our clients about what's happening and what's coming down the pipe and what you need to be aware of when you're looking at investing money in a deal. Like I know that stuff because I got access. So you got to have access. If you don't have access, you're going to have a problem doing what you're trying to do. So that is the biggest problem that most investors, whether you're doing it on your own or you're doing it by yourself or with somebody else, you got to have access to either that contact or people who have that contact, right? The next thing you're going to need access to, if you're going to do any great pieces of real estate, is you're going to need equity. You're going to need the down payment. Even if you have the down payment, you're not going to do one deal. You're going to do multiple deals in your career. So you're going to need access to more money, down payment, equity, capital, whatever word you want to use, that is, you're going to need it. Like real estate investing is capital intensive. And who knows? You may go to a place and be like, hey, this deal is $10 million. We're going to put down 40%, right? So you're going to need $40 million. You may have the $40 million, but that's one deal. Are you going to be able to do it again? Or let's say you need, however many, 100 people to put in 400 grand. Do you have a network of people to do that? You're going to need the equity. If you don't have access to partners, investors, um, other people who just like, dude, I got a bunch of money, I want to invest. If you don't have a network of people or access to people like that, there's a challenge. You're going to need it. So you need to know who you can pick up the phone and call, or you need to have a strategy to say, I'm going to find the deal and I'm going to put the equity together. But you need access to that. Again, money comes through people. Equity and capital come through people. They don't come through some crazy made up story about how stuff is. You can't just go find it just because you have a deal. You need all of these pieces working together. But the biggest problem people have is they don't have access to this stuff. The next thing that you need, and I was kind of alluding to this, really, this is all about this. You need access to a network. If you don't have access to a network that has all of the pieces of the puzzle, real estate is a contact sport, meaning like you are connected to other people. You have to make contact. People have to contact you. You have to always be in the game. I'm always in the game. I'm at properties. I'm talking to debt guys. I'm talking to brokers. I'm talking to investors all the time. I'm talking to my accountants, CPAs, every time. I'm always doing that, which means I'm always out there networking. That's what I'm doing with you guys. I'm networking. I'm sharing information on my social media, whether it's YouTube, whether it's Instagram, whether it's Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn. I'm going to conferences. I'm going to the 10X conference thing. We're having our own networking event coming up. If you want to come to that and you're here in San Diego, go to bell-capital.com/RSVP. Like I'm always expanding and growing my network. But most people, I would say this is the number one thing people have a problem with. They don't have a network. And worse, here's the deal. They do have a network. Sometimes you can have the wrong network. I had the wrong network for a long time until I made the commitment that I was going to grow and expand a network that I could actually show my deals to that want to invest money with me. That I'm going to go do the work. I'll find the deals. I'll fund the deals. I will manage the deals. And if you want to invest with me, let's go. But I didn't have that kind of network before. I had a different network. And it took me to constantly expand and grow who I was to get myself into a new network. Here's the biggest thing about a network. In order for you to join a network, you have to be in a qualified network. Like I said, they got to be a qualified network. It's not just, I got a network, because you do have a network. Your kids are your network, your mom, your dad, your best friends, your network, the people at your gym, your church, the people at your job, the people in your business, your employees, they're your network. But if they can't invest with you, if they can't open a new door for you, that's a problem. And in order for you to get into a network like that, that network has to have the commitment and qualification is always they have to commit time and they got to commit money. The biggest problems most people have is time and money. But if you don't invest time and money to get into a new network of other people who've already committed time and money, you can never get into that network. They're not just gonna, hey, yeah, come on in. Come in, breeze in, do nothing, invest nothing. Like it's not always just money, but it is time and money being able to make a commitment. That is how you make a commitment. So when you get access to a qualified network, usually they've made an investment of time and money and energy. They have access to deals, access to debt, access to capital and money. They're investors or want to invest. They'll partner with you. All of that matters. And the next one, last but not least, which really comes through your network, is your confidence. Confidence is probably the biggest. Other than your network, your confidence is probably the most vital thing, because you can have deal flow, you can have access to debt, you can have access to equity through all the people you know, and you can have access to the network or a wrong network. But if you don't have confidence in yourself through the network, the people that you associate with, you don't know. Like I said, if you were to call them back, hey, Vic, I'm looking at a deal in San Diego. It's 203 units. It's listed with this group, CBRE. Do you know that deal? If I'm in your network, I'm like, yeah, I actually know that deal. I walked that deal. Here's what's going on with that deal. This is what's going on with the financing. This is what I believe this deal is going to do. This is why I like the deal. This is why I don't. So, but that's got to come through one, your network and your connections, right? You got to be connected to the right people for that information. Number two, what I say to you may lower your confidence. You may be like, dude, this is a great deal. We're going to go after it. I'm going to go raise the money. And then I'm like, look, there's a building next door to this property, right across from it, less than 200 yards from this. They just built a brand new asset. with another asset that's newer to that one. That this one's coming online and is going to be full, and they're also going to be building another one. So you're going to be you're going to have high competitiveness right there, high competitiveness. So you may lose people there. So even though they are where they are, and if you don't know that though, like all the stuff I'm explaining, that comes from your network. That is where your confidence comes from in a deal. So when you're talking to a lender, you want to be like, hey, I have access to a network of other investors, people who are active and passive. So this is my network. So we kind of know the deal. I know what I'm looking at, and I know I can get the deal done. One, based on my network. Two, based on the deal flow and access that I have to capital. Like that is what people are typically missing, but they miss that because they're like, oh, I know how to do the deal. I can call a broker, I can get the debt, or I have a little bit of money for the down payment, or I can structure the down payment, whatever that is. It's raise the money, seller financing, whatever. It doesn't matter how you're going to do it. But if you don't have a network and you don't have the confidence to do the deal because conversations inside of your network, you're going to miss out on great opportunities. It happens all the time. And the thing about your network and your confidence is who knows you, that's one. And then also who you know is second. So because who knows you is kind of more important nowadays. If I go take a look at a deal and I call a broker and then the broker calls the debt guy and they go, yeah, I talked to Victor. We've already talked about that. He feels more confident in me because of my associate, because of my connections and access inside of my network, which is a debt person calling a broker or a broker calling a debt guy. They've already talked to me. Their confidence goes up. My confidence goes up, not because I knew them, but it's because they knew me as well. And they are also a part of a network. So if you guys doubt this, play this game, right? You got to have a network. That's why I'm doing what I'm doing. Right now, we have the Passive Investor Network, as well as we're getting ready to start the Interactive Deal Room, which is going to be my network of people who want to come together and share deals, partner, raise money, partner up on deals, invest in other people's deals. You don't always have to do it with me. Right? I'm not worried about that. My goal is to put together the thing that most people have the biggest problem with, and that is the network. If I can give you access to a qualified network, people with money, love real estate, want to do deals, would that be valuable to you guys? That's what I'm doing. So if you're interested in our new network, right? My interactive deal room, leave it in the comments. Vic, I'm interested, and we'll find a way to reach out to you. If you want to come to our passive investor network because you're here in San Diego, go to bell-capital.com/RSVP. That one is great for everybody. It's free. Just come out. We talk, we meet each other. There's no sales, there's no nothing. There's just making connections because this is valuable. I want this. So I'm putting it together so I can meet more of you guys face to face and in person. It's rare that that's going to happen. All right. So again, I needed to share this, or I really wanted to share this with you guys on a Saturday to make sure you guys get this. The biggest problem most people are going to have is access. No access to deal flow or opportunities, no access to debt, no access to money partners, capital, equity, whatever it is you need more of. Because I'm sure you guys have money. I'm sure you guys have access to capital. You can get some, but you're going to need more than that. You're not just going to do one deal. And you're also going to need access. The biggest one is access to a network. And that access will give you more confidence in the things that you're doing. You need these things. I learned this through my mentors. My mentors, like I'm a part of networks. I'm a part of the 10X community, the investors. I'm a limited partner in some of the institutional quality assets there. I'm in groups over here in networking events with my church, other entrepreneurs, other people doing any things, real estate investor groups, business and marketing and sales programs, and other people that are serious about their success. That is this game, period. It doesn't matter the level you're on. All right. So you have to be committed here. Commit time and money. If you're not going to commit time and money, it's not going to work for you. Hands down, it's never worked. I don't know anyone on this planet who's done it by themselves. Jesus didn't do it alone. Elon Musk didn't do it alone. Even if you see him all the time, he has a massive amount of people. Amazon, Jeff Bezos didn't do it alone. Warren Buffett didn't do it alone. No one goes alone. You want to go it alone? Man, I can tell you, you're going to have a tough time. But you need a network and you need access to a network of qualified people who are all committed to succeed. And that's what I'm doing. I'm building that for you guys so you don't have to do it your own. But these are the things I wanted to share with you. What's the biggest problem that you have? Where are you at on here? What does your network look like? Maybe you have a great network, but you don't have the deal flow. Maybe it's the wrong network. Sometimes you got to get rid of your old network to go into this new place to where you want to be. If you want to grow and expand your network. And it probably is not going to be the current network you got. You're going to need a new one. All right. So I'm here for you for that. Like the video, share this video, comment on the video, man. Boom, I'm here for you. Give it a thumbs up or give it a thumbs down. Don't be a hater and a hider at the same time. I appreciate you guys. Subscribe to the channel. If you need anything, let me know. Let's go. Boom. Are you an accredited investor with $300,000 or more liquid in the bank? I want you to come and partner with me. Look, if you love real estate, passive income, and positive cash flow, appreciation over long periods of time, and you're willing to be patient, come invest with me. Go to bell-capital.com. This is for accredited investors with $300,000 or more in the bank, ready to go. Come invest with me. Go to bell-capital.com.